Hello and welcome to this little corner of the internet that is Wild Fox Alchemy. If we haven't met before, my name is Maria Gaian. I am an intuitive business success coach, an ecotherapist, tarot card reader and soul healer. And I'm here to do your business blocks reading for February 2022. So before we get started, what I want you to do is I want you to just take a moment. I want you to just take a moment to breathe, to just clear your mind a little bit, and to focus on what is going on in your business right now. Where is there what my dear friend Joanna Hunter calls janky energy? Where is there energy within your business that is not flowing? Where are there things that are not really working the way that you would like them to work? And the reason that I'm asking you to do this right now is because it will help you to pick out of the reading the things that you need to hear today. So I want you to just take that moment or two to just think about it, and think about where things are going really well, and then think about where there could be business blocks to your success. And now we'll get started with the reading. Are you ready, Taurus? Are you ready to find out what your business blocks are and get started healing them and smashing through? Let's get started. We start with these cards. These are the overall energy for the month of February 2022. The first card is from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light deck, and it's boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Now, as women, boundaries, it's a dirty B word, isn't it? We're not very good at it. We want to give everything of ourselves away with no limits. Anybody that asks, we want to give. We want to give to our children, our families, our partners, our communities. We'll just give to anybody. And at the same time, even the things we don't want to give, we give. Because we find it very difficult to say no and to set a boundary around what we will and will not put up with. I see it all the time. I see people, they have clients from hell and they tolerate them. They have people that consistently pay late and never say a peep. We don't set boundaries with things like our kids' school. They want us to make cupcakes, and what do? We know we've got work, but we have to do the cupcakes because we don't want to be seen to be a bad mom. There's so many ways that we kind of should be setting boundaries and we don't, and we feel guilty about it. And we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to. What the hell is going on in this world where we're expected to be superwoman? Where we're expected to be the loving, supportive wife who has the dinner on the table and cleans the house. We're expected to raise the kids. We're expected to support the school. We're expected to support the rest of our families, to be a listening ear, to do all the things. It's not possible. Somebody said to me the other day that the biggest thing that they've learned from being a 7-figure business owner is that something has to give. That you cannot have a 7-figure business and make the dinner and clean the house and bake the cookies for the school fundraiser and do everything all by yourself. That it's just not possible. That you have to have a team of people that will support you. Now, that team can be your family members, get the kids to cook the dinner. I don't know, but there has to be boundaries set for you to succeed in business. You cannot do everything. And the sooner that you recognise that, Taurus, the better. Okay? And there's nothing better than this guy. This is Ant Spirit. And Ant Spirit is telling you it's time to collaborate. This is your message for February, Taurus. That you really need to stop shouldering the burdens of everything in your business and in your life, and actually start allowing other people in to help. Now, I know you're independent, and I know you're stubborn, and I know you're going to say, I don't want to do that, I'm perfectly capable. Oh dear. Just chill, Taurus. Just chill. I've got to be honest. I am a control freak. And this last kind of couple of months, I've started to realise that I can't do everything in my business and take care of my kids and take care of my house and take care of my animals and do my part-time job where I teach English to Spanish kids at Mind Body Spirit School. I can't do all these things. I just can't. But I'm not very good at letting go of the control. But I've had to do it. I've had to do it. My husband is now in charge of customer service and dealing with social media for me. I make the posts, I write them, I choose the pictures. He sorts out when they're going to be scheduled. I have nothing to do with that anymore, and it saves me hours of time and I don't have to worry about it. He started dealing with any emails that come in about the business. He started answering them and dealing with those. Obviously, he still passes anything to me that is confidential or anything that he feels is just for me. But anything that's kind of administrative, shall we say, in business, he deals with. So all the payment stuff, the finance stuff, he deals with all of that. And that has been very difficult for me to hand over. But I cannot physically do all the things that I need to do. And it's rapidly becoming very clear. And I did start to get a little bit burned out and a little bit fed up towards the end of 2021. Things had to change, and I feel like this is a similar situation for you. You need to set the boundaries of what you are willing and not willing to do, and stop letting people take advantage. And in the places where you don't want to do something but it's necessary for your business and your life, find somebody else to collaborate with you to do it. Let them help you put the pieces of the puzzle together. It could be getting somebody to make some meals to put in the freezer, so you don't have to worry about the cooking. It could be putting a rota together for who's cleaning what in the house, or hiring a cleaner. It could be getting a personal assistant for a couple of hours a day or a day a week to help you get rid of all your admin stuff. It could be getting yourself a decent bookkeeper and accountant if you haven't already, and let them deal with the stress of the financial stuff. But whatever it is, Taurus, you need to do that. It is blocking you from the success in your business, okay? This is a business blocks reading. And it's telling us right from the offset that you need the boundaries and you need to collaborate. You need a good team of people to support you as you go through this journey. So let's get on to the rest of the reading. And we start here with your present. And your present is the Ten of Shells, blessings and well-being. So I feel like this is kind of the end of some old stuff. You've got a few things that have come to an end, or that are coming to an end. You feel quite happy. I don't feel like you're sad about this. I don't feel like there's any sort of dissatisfaction that these things are coming to an end. I think you feel like they're complete. And I think you feel quite happy in yourself, actually. I don't feel like there's any sort of terrible issue with you mentally, physically or spiritually right now. I feel like you feel quite happy with the way things that are and the way your business is going. I don't feel like there's any sort of struggle there. What we've got as a challenge, obstacle, warning or blockage here is the Ten of Feathers, another 10 here. Recovery and transformation. Now again, this is an ending of old stuff and a new beginning of new things coming in. Recovery, transformation, shedding of a skin, okay? Maybe, and this may not sort of resonate for everybody, sometimes, you know, things do, things don't. Take what is for you and leave the rest. The transformation, the shedding of the skin can feel a little bit annoying, aggravating, a little bit painful, there's some discomfort there. So actually, I get this feeling that you feel happy to complete whatever this is, to end a few things and start some new stuff. But actually, your challenge and warning here is that it might be more uncomfortable than you think. You might think it's all going to be very easy. It may not be. Now, this can be a card of betrayal. I don't think that that's anything to do with this here. I feel like this is about you taking some time out to recover. I wonder if you're a little bit exhausted from taking too much on, from not setting the boundaries, from trying to do everything yourself. And maybe this recovery, this transformation, this bringing in new people to help you could be putting you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And you're going to need to work on that. What's going on in your subconscious mind there, Taurus? We've got the Nine of Shells, gratitude and fulfillment. This is the wish card. You believe that you're almost there. You're almost where you need to be. Your subconscious thoughts are, yes, we're almost there. Again, I don't feel like there's any massive blockage here, to be honest. This is in the root of the problem kind of section. But I don't believe that there's anything really terrible there. This is all about attainment of emotional goals, you feeling happy. I mean, obviously it's a step down from the Ten of Shells here. We're going slightly backwards. But I don't actually feel like this is a bad thing. I think, you feel quite grateful for how far you've come. I think you feel quite happy. There's nothing obvious in this. Let's see what this card says. This is about what needs healing. This can be your childhood, your distant past, something that needs healing. And we've got the Star there, with peace and healing, strangely enough. It's about recovering from something. It's about a renewal, about a rebirth, about possibly stripping something back. So actually, what I would say about this reading, Taurus, is it's telling me that in the past you've had some problems, you've had some stuff, you've had some blockages that you've needed to get over. But in the distant past you've worked on your own healing, you've worked on the past. I'm getting quite a nice sense of who you are here, that you've worked through a lot of BS. But actually you're quite even and grateful, and you feel quite happy with how things are going. That's showing through with all this. But I do feel like this is the key to something, and this is telling you that it might feel uncomfortable to bring people in. What have we got in your recent past? We've got the Four of Crystals, control and security. Okay, this is about possessions, budgeting, organising, feeling powerful. But, going after the money, but being a little bit controlling about it. And again, I feel this is linked with this, that there are things that you could do to make your life even better than it already is. I feel like it's a niggle. I don't feel like it's a full-on business block. I think it's a niggle. I think you've healed a lot of things. And in general, you're pretty good. You're pretty cool. But in order to make things even better, there needs to be this willingness to just let go of the reins a little bit. Stop trying to do too much and let other people help and support. Conscious mind, your focus is the shaman, divine wisdom and spiritual power. So this says to me that your conscious focus is not on money, it's not on success, it's actually on being a more spiritual person. It's actually on becoming who you really are. Making sure that your business actually encompasses your values in life, that you're not doing anything that you feel is unethical or that doesn't fit. So you say you're an environmentalist, that you're looking round at your packaging and going, well, how can I make this match my values? Do I need all this stupid plastic? Is there something that you're doing that, maybe doesn't feel quite in alignment, doesn't feel congruent? And so you're focusing on that. You're focusing, I think, on bringing more of who you are as a spiritual person into your business. And that is not a bad thing at all. Your near future. Let's have a look. We've got the Eight of Acorns, energy and results. I like this card. It's about moving forwards and letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. Letting things go. And I feel in this particular reading that this is about just letting things go that you don't need to do. Prioritise the things that you need to do as a person in your business. If you're the creative in your business, then you get on with the creating while everybody else does the other stuff that they're good at. This is a card where Spirit spoke to me about it the other day in quite great detail. And Spirit gave me the analogy of energy not necessarily being all things equal. I think there's this belief that energy is energy, and that, you know, there's no difference in it. But Spirit said to me there is a difference in it. There is a difference in energy. That we can run 20 miles on a treadmill, okay? Or we can run 20 miles through the countryside to a destination. And Spirit said to me, you burn off the same amount of calories, you wear the same amount of rubber off your shoes, you expend the same amount of energy, but the difference is how far you go. In one situation, when you're on the treadmill, you expend all that energy, you work hard, you sweat, you burn all the calories, but you don't actually move any further forward. Whereas when you decide to run 20 miles towards something, you achieve a destination, you get somewhere, you're somewhere different. That energy has created something different for you. So Spirit is always saying to me now with this Eight of Acorns, just be careful where you put your energy, what you focus your energy on. Because it's not just about putting in X amount of energy and getting Y results. It doesn't always work like that. So again, I feel like this comes back to these two, which is you save your energy for the stuff that you need to do, and let other people expend their energy doing the stuff that they're good at. Because then I feel like that will make you more productive. You will no longer be the bottleneck in your business. And you'll feel happier all round, I think. Not that there's not anything really I feel for you to be unhappy about here. I just think it's a brief bit of advice, honestly, to just let somebody in to help. And don't take too much on. Your environment, your external environment, we've got the Sun. Vitality, joy, enthusiasm, passion for what you're doing. Lovely card. There's nothing going on around you that is oppressive or to worry about. This talks of you having fun with other people, you know, really sort of getting out there and celebrating your achievements. A lot of success, a lot of freedom, a lot of vitality here. It's a great card. It feels really, really positive. Hopes and fears. We've got the Queen of Acorns. The hopes and fears card is always one of those where it could go one way or the other. This is a lady who tends to have a lot of passion. She's a bit of a social butterfly. She is the life and soul of the party. She can sometimes be a little bit naughty. She's feminine, she's very powerful, but she's subtle about it. She's not sort of in your face, not like a king would be. She's all about expansion and growing into a space that you've created. Now, I'm wondering with this hopes and fears, if this is your fear, that you might lose your passion and creativity through all the other things that you have to do in your business. Maybe you're already sensing it, that if you're going to keep this momentum going, this success and attainment, that you can't do it from the place that you're already at. You know, I hear a lot about going from a 5-figure business to a 6-figure business requires a lot of different stuff. Going from a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business requires even more stuff. And that can be better tech, more staff members, somebody else to take the burden at home. Lots and lots of different things that you need to take on. You can't have a small business grow into a bigger business with the same resources. It doesn't work. So it could be that, you know, things are ticking along really well. According to this reading, they are ticking along really well. But this is talking about you blocking the next level by not allowing other people in to help. And I just suspect with this Queen of Acorns that you are having that kind of dawn of realization that maybe this not having help is dulling your passion and creativity for your business. You want it back, you want to keep it going, but it's kind of being dulled a little bit, and you're a bit frightened of this. I think not terrified, but I think you see it. You see that your passion and creativity are perhaps being undermined by all the other things that you have to do in a day. Maybe you're finding that you have less time for creativity, for creating new products and services, that you are losing your passion a little bit for what you're doing because there's all this other stuff that, honestly, you don't really want to do. It's not in your wheelhouse. It's not in your zone of genius, as Gay Hendricks would say. It's in your zone of excellence, but not in your zone of genius. So I feel like you kind of know this stuff, but you're still a little bit unwilling to let go of the ropes a little bit. Your outcome is the Two of Feathers. This is all about decisions and direction. Which choice should you make? There's a bit of indecisiveness. It's also about facing your fears, this card. About, looking at what is not working. Looking at what you might be afraid to try. And actually just facing those fears and getting on with it. If the fear for you is that you're losing your passion and creativity within your business, you need to face your fears and make the decisions that prevent that from happening. And those decisions can be collaborating with somebody else, getting a new team member, getting some help, going home and saying to your romantic partner or your family, your kids, that you need some help around here. And that you're no longer prepared to be doing all the things. That, there are a few things that they could take on themselves. I mean, honestly, I used to do so many things for my kids. And then I realised I was actually doing them a disservice. As soon as they get old enough, I teach them to use the washing machine. Get your clothes washed. Because otherwise, they get to university and college age and they've no idea how to work a washing machine. So I taught them all how to do that. And then I started to teach them all how to cook. And how to cook in a way that they could get a meal and then freeze the rest for later. And all this sort of stuff. And I used to do all that stuff for them. Well, I don't have time now. And I know that probably all sounds really silly, but I have kids with autism. Virtually all of my children have autism. They're on the spectrum somewhere or another. So, sometimes helping them to do things is a bigger deal than helping somebody who's neurotypical. Sometimes it's a lot. I do a lot of reminding. Get in the shower, use shampoo, all this sort of stuff that everybody else takes for granted. But it has to be done, because if you don't set the boundaries, you end up doing all the things. And I know firsthand how the passion and creativity is soon lost if all you're doing is firefighting and doing all the stuff that you don't really want to do, that you don't take pleasure in. So I feel like this Two of Feathers here is telling you it's time. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and face the fears that you need to face, which is, what if I hire somebody? What if I hire somebody and they're bloody useless? What do I do? Well, the answer to that is get a contractor where you can just pay them for the time that they've done, and then if you don't like them, you don't have them back again. Or you have them on a trial basis where you say, yes, I'll have you on a week's trial, I'll pay you for the week, and if we work out, we'll continue. If we don't feel like we're right for each other, then we won't. Again, boundaries, because if you tell somebody that right at the beginning, then they know what to expect. They know that unless things fit really well, they're not going to be kept on. They half expect not to be kept on because it is just for the week while you decide whether you get along together. Again, I don't know, what else could this apply to? This could also apply to a fear of not having any money. So you say, well, it would be a great idea to hire a personal assistant. And a lot of people will say, hire before you're ready, because by the time you're really ready, it can be a pain, and they could have saved you so much work in the run up to that. But you could be thinking, well, if I do hire somebody like this, and then what happens if my business tanks? With the pandemic and everything, it's become a real issue where people with permanent contracts, suddenly you're paying them to not do any work because, there's a pandemic on and they're not allowed to do anything, but you still have to pay them. There are a lot of fears around this. And if you are afraid of asking for help or hiring help, you are not alone, my friend. You are not alone, because it is a big deal. It feels like a big deal. but you have to put yourself and your business first, honestly. I remember, many years ago, it must have been about 2007, something like that, had a business, and we hit a rough time, and I had to say to somebody who was a great worker that I couldn't afford to pay her anymore, and she had to go. It was the hardest conversation I've ever had, but she found a job within moments. And I said to her, if my business comes round and picks up again, you'll be the first person I'll call, because she was great. And it was awful, but blood did not run in the streets. She got over it, I got over it. Sometimes life just sucks, and we have to get over it. But sitting here worrying about what may never happen, I think about it now. I think, well, what if I hire somebody now and I have to do the same thing again? I have to fire them. And then I think, yeah, but if I don't try hiring, then I don't get the work done, do I? And I don't progress the way that I want to progress. And it may never happen. I've come across quite a few ladies recently that have decided to take on staff, and it's been the best thing they've ever done. It's actually made them more productive, and it's made them more money. The staff member has paid for themselves almost immediately, because it's freed the business owner up to do the thing that they started the business for in the first place, the thing that made them happy, the thing that they were passionate about, the thing that made them so happy that it felt like it wasn't work. So there's a lot for you to think about there. As I said, this is not strictly a business blocks reading from the perspective of some past trauma that is now holding you back in business. I feel like any past trauma you may or may not have had, you've healed it, or you're well on your way to healing it, and that's not what's getting in the way. It's a little bit of control freakery that's getting in the way right now, isn't it, Taurus? Let's be honest. And I think it's just this lack of understanding that by setting boundaries and collaborating with others, it will help you to go to the next level. You'll not be stuck. You'll be able to fly. So I was going to look at whether I needed to clarify any of these cards, but I don't think I do, honestly. Spirit has said that this reading is complete. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. It was great fun. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe and share it with anybody that you think might benefit. It's almost like therapeutic tarot. It's an absolute privilege to read for you. Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for all your nice comments and likes and subscribes and your great energy. I will see you again soon with love and magic always. This is Maria Gaian signing out.